Hi, Jean Lurson here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do another video on granulating watercolors. Whenever I've done either a painting with granulating watercolors or a video on some new purchases that granulate, it's always been very popular. So I want to show my most recent purchases and two that I'm very excited about. And I'm going to show you how they granulate on hot press paper, and I have some where I granulated it on cold press paper. Some say that granulation paints do better on cold press paper, but for me, I find I get the best results on my hot press paper. So it just depends on what you prefer painting on. This first one is Daniel Smith's Grey Titanium, and I absolutely love this color. I'm going to show you how beautifully it granulates. So I'm just going to wet the paper and pull some of the paint down into the wet paper, and you'll see immediately I don't even need to use granulation medium. It's just immediately granulates, and you can get great landscape effects with this. I actually love this, and I'm very excited about using it. The next one that I've bought recently is Mayan Blue Genuine, and this you could use for interesting seascapes. And I just have to touch this. And again, I don't need to really use any granulation medium. I take my thirsty brush and just pick up these pools at the bottom here. And then my favorite for skies, which is Blue Apatite Genuine. I love this color. I think it has black in it. I never pay attention to the contents on the page. I guess I'm just not as scientific as some people. This doesn't granulate as much as the Mayan Blue, but I love it for skies. If I put some granulation medium in with this paint, it'll probably granulate better. Look how the granulation is happening here. So exciting. And by the way, I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube where they say salt water helps granulation, and while it may help a little bit, I did an experiment with granulation medium, salt, and then plain water, and I'll show that to you after we've done these little experiments. Now this is another all-time favorite of mine, and I have covered it in a previous video, but I hadn't decided what I can do with it. But this is fantastic for landscapes, cliff faces, things like that, because the way it granulates is just so fabulous. It's Hematite Violet Genuine, and you'll see now what happens to it when it granulates. Look at that. See, it looks so dark in the little paint blob there, but look at what happens when you add water. Look at the granulation there. It just happens immediately, and it has some kind of pink color in it that breaks out, and it's got black. It's just totally fab. These two together could really do some interesting landscapes. So next one, Raw Umber Violet, and I quite like this. I'm not a fan of violet, of the color violet, but I quite like this because it's very muted, and that granulates beautifully too. I just want to pick up these pools of paint. Now, another exciting paint and a very interesting paint is the Daniel Smith Bloodstone Genuine. I use this not by itself, but over other colors, because what it does is it breaks up much more than their other colors and just creates some very interesting textures. And because I put too much in there now, you won't see what I'm talking about. I've used it over brighter colors. Look at that. Look how that granulates too. It's just beautiful. One of my favorite colors that I've had for a while, Moon Glow, and I haven't used it for a while, but I'm going to use it today. It has a sort of blue and a magenta hue to it. You can see the pink coming out there. You really have to let this dry and sit for a while so that you can see the full granulation result. Now the last one is Sodalite Genuine, which someone recommended to me on YouTube, and I thought, well, why not give it a try? And I really like this one too, and it also granulates beautifully. Look, see, that's already breaking out. Beautiful. Look at those granulations. I love this. That's the Hematite Violet Genuine. No, this is the Hematite Violet Genuine. This is the Bloodstone Genuine. And this is the Grey Titanium. Now I'm going to try and incorporate some of them into a quick painting. Just a quick demonstration. And let's put these here. I don't want to waste any paint. I'm going to use the paint that's there. Let's just do something quick. With some of the colors. I won't be able to use all of them. I can use some from the card store. Use some raw umber violet and Sodalite Genuine, and then I'm going to use this interesting Hematite Violet Genuine, which we're going to get this super duper granulation from. And I just need to wet the paper a little more. And go back into the raw umber violet. And what haven't we used? Oh, we haven't used the Grey Titanium, which granulates so beautifully. Just want to look how this Hematite Violet granulates. Are just so exciting. And I'm going to throw in a little bit favorite yellow, which is raw sienna, just to it's still, this raw sienna I consider an earthy color. It does granulate, and it's not a bright yellow. Just creates a little bit of interest. And then I'm going to actually add some more of this hematite over here, because I just want all this granulation to happen here. And then I'm going to use Moon Glow for the sky. And but you see, look how the sky is granulating. I'm going to add a little more here, just so you can see that. Look at that. Is that beautiful? It's pinks and blues. This needs to be broken up a little bit. You can do all sorts of textures, which I'm actually not going to spend a lot of time on right now. It's because I'm just doing this to show you how you can use these granulating colors in a landscape. And I want to do a larger painting using these colors and have a lot of texture in the foreground. That would be really super. I'm going to add a little more darker blue in here, because I feel the blue is a little bit lonely there. So let's just have a little bit of fun. I had to do the sky again because it was too light when I was trying to be smart. And now I'm going to show you some experiments I did. So I've shown you how the Hematite Violet Genuine granulates on hot press paper, and here it is on cold press paper. It goes into the grooves in the paper, so I suppose you do get a little bit more granulation, but it's just a personal preference. I like to work on hot press paper, and I'm quite happy with the granulation I get. Now I also did an experiment with the Sodalite Genuine and with transparent brown oxide, both granulating colors, and here's some interesting textures that I got with that. And there again you could do some interesting rocks just with paint without scraping out or creating the textures. The textures are created for you. I did an experiment on a tiny piece of watercolor paper that I had. I used all my scraps of watercolor paper, and look at that. That's just the transparent brown oxide with the Sodalite Genuine. Look, you could get some really interesting effects in a landscape with that. And then I'm going to show you, let me show you this. This is Sodalite Genuine. This is the plain Sodalite Genuine with water added. This is Sodalite Genuine with granulation medium, Winsor Newton granulation medium. People have asked me about that. I just thought everybody knew what granulation medium was, but this is by Winsor Newton, and you can get it anywhere. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it at art stores. And this is Sodalite Genuine with salt. So it did granulate a little bit, but I'm not that thrilled with that result. But when I mixed the paint with granulation medium, I got this incredible result. That's on hot press paper. I did the same experiment on cold press paper. Regular Sodalite Genuine with granulation medium. Look how the black in the color comes out, and the difference in the two. Look at that, the color changes. And then this is with salt on cold press paper. I personally prefer the results on hot press paper. So that's the experiment for today. And don't forget, the materials are always listed below the video. Just click on Show More or the down arrow on your mobile device. And I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.